Twitch has accepted the stream.
All right.
YouTube has accepted the stream. I'm waiting for Facebook to accept the stream.
Everything you say can and will be.
Also, WBNY has accepted the stream.
All right.
You're ready.
We're ready.
When the timer on the screen says on the air, you're on the air, okay?
Okay. What is a fast timer?
Shit bricks.
All right. Welcome to Talking Peace with the Western New York Peace Center. My name is LaDeja Williams. I am your host today. As always, I like to start things off by giving a huge shout out to our guy Richard here in the studio here at Think Twice Radio. It's always a pleasure to get to do these shows with Richard, and if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be here. I also would like to give a shout out to our people out at Buff State. Let's go Bengals. WBNY radio station. Thank you to the whole crew. If anybody out there listening would like to tune in, it is 91.3 FM. And then, of course, all of our viewers that are out there on social media, thank you for tuning in. Let's get started. So we do have a special guest today, and we will get right over to her. I can't wait for you guys to listen to what we got planned for you guys today. But what we like to do here at the Peace Center always is give land acknowledgements. So just like Native Americans do, we always like to acknowledge that this land is also Haudenosaunee land, Seneca Nation, and basically when we give our blessings or when we give our thanks, just like them, they like to always acknowledge everything under the sun. So the sun, the moon, the water, down to the animals, the plants, even our own spirits. I know, and I always say it, Miss Vicky can give you this, she can give it to you full-fledged. She's the bomb when it comes to the land acknowledgements. But I just wanted to make sure that I threw that out there. Now for our guest, we have Miss Jessica Booker here in studio. She is the founder of 27 Unique Blessings. Welcome.
Yes.
Thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So we're definitely going to get into our topic today, but can you tell the viewers a little bit about what 27 Unique Blessings is?
27 Unique Blessings is a group home for at-risk youth. I am looking to, I will be up and running soon, and I am looking to bless so many children out here and love them, give them the guidance and care that they don't receive. I'm a little nervous, Lord Jesus. But
That's okay. It's okay. It's natural on air. So I want to just ask a couple questions. So 27 Unique Blessings, not to go too far into it, but what's the number 27? Where did it come from? And I know you said children. What ages are you going to be working with?
Truthfully, if I can get all ages, I really would take all ages.
Mm-hmm.
There's no limit on love. So if I can get like from newborns to 18 to 21, it doesn't matter because I know they opt out like at 18 or 21.
And we're talking about boys and girls.
Yes.
Okay, and this would be like transitional housing, right?
Yes, it will.
Okay, so for those that might not know, what is transitional housing?
Transitional housing is where you pretty much create a space for residents to live, like how nursing, like an old folks home, how they would have old people come in, or nursing homes, they take care of old people, group homes. We do pretty much the same thing.
Okay.
So.
Okay, so when I think of transitional, and I know I said we wasn't going to go so deep, but this is so cool to me that you've got this project coming up. So I just have so many questions. So when I think of transitional housing, I think of like at-risk youth.
Yes, that's exactly.
Maybe they're coming out of the system or trying to prevent going into the system.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's cool. Okay. I really like that. Thank you for sharing on our show for that. I love it. You guys, 27 Unique Blessings. Look forward. It's coming soon. So today our topic is going to be life.
Yeah.
I think life is life for everybody. And everybody might not have a counselor or therapist to talk to. So sometimes we use our friends, or, it's always good to get it out in the open. Just say it out loud sometimes. Don't cry yet.
I'm not trying
It's
to.
okay. So thinking about our topic today, which is life, what is your values when you think about peace and life and just everything going on?
Well, in order to really, have peace, you have to want it. For me, I definitely want peace. Like I am at peace. Even though my life is kind of like in shambles, it didn't break me too much. And I just felt like the devil was like trying to just move on what I'm trying to do and to keep my peace.
And it's only January.
It's only January.
It's only January.
But the crazy thing is, like, I had an amazing first 23 days. Like, the 23rd is when everything changed for me. So,
if you want to go into detail here, you definitely can. That'll be up to you, though.
okay. So, the 23rd, I lost my house in a house fire. A house that belonged to my grandmother as well. So, I grew up in this house. And I also own my house, and it has so much meaning and memories in there. So with me losing everything on top of me trying to gain more, it put me in a funk, I can say.
Yeah. I mean, when you say it like that, it sounds like a 10 steps back type of situation.
Or like 100. But
100?
yeah, like I lost my animals as well, and that's what hits deep as well, because
I'm so sorry.
it's like only the three things that really mattered with this fire was I lost everything that I worked so hard for my son. I lost my animals, and I lost my home.
That's really tough.
Like, I mean, I can always end up rebuilding, but it was like I didn't care nothing about like my stuff that was in there. I can always get that stuff back, but it's just the stuff, like my son's stuff. My son is only 2. Everything that he has, we worked so hard to get, and
I'm really sorry about this going on. Like, it's a really tough time for you and the family right now.
yeah.
And I really just even appreciate you sharing that, because a lot of people might not want to, be open and honest about a situation like that, especially being in the midst of it. And I really just pray that everything works out, getting you back on your feet, and
Yeah,
for
I'm
the
only
family.
5 days in.
It's that's the meat of it. Honestly, it sounds like the meat, and I just can't even imagine. The animals, I'm really sorry about that. And you said something. You said, you're not worried about the things. You can get those things back. I think that would probably be what a lot of people worry about. Pictures and stuff like that. But I mean, it's the stuff that you really can't. Certain things that you can't just get back. Like, I totally understand that.
I was gonna say, but like, you know what is? It didn't set me back how I really thought it would. But I thank my son for that, because he keeps me grounded. Like, because I know if I didn't have my son, I would have lost it.
It would have been a total different outcome.
Yeah, and my future would have just been no more, because I'd just been like, oh, nah, forget this. I don't care about nothing no more. Life doesn't care about me. But I know it does, because that's why it happened. So.
And you're a believer.
I am.
When I talk to you, you always talk about God. I know that's got a lot of meat and potatoes to do with this situation. It's got to be.
Yeah.
It's got to be. Especially,
my faith is very strong. My mom's a pastor, so I've been in church like all my life. My faith actually just like started getting better. Like, I've always had faith, but it's growing more and more. And I'm so thankful for that. Like, I started back going to church and all that. So, like,
Yeah, I definitely am at the point where I feel like life experiences are, it's like I look back and things make so much more sense now. And like, not even to make a joke, but I literally was thinking this the other day. I remember being a kid in church, you know, True Faith used to be the family church back then.
Yeah.
And those shouters and those dancers and those criers and those let's go. I used to look at them like they were crazy. You
Yeah,
know,
catching the Holy Ghost is something.
but
you know.
it's got to be real. You
Yeah.
know, it's got to be real because I could be in the kitchen making some eggs, having a good day out of nowhere. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just so thankful. Something comes over me and I'm not shouting in the kitchen, but I'm telling you, it comes
Oh,
close.
yeah, it's in the
It comes
same.
mighty close. So it's like I'm starting to understand how thankful everybody was, how
Yeah.
life was kind of really tearing some people up and they were really thankful on those Sunday mornings, Sunday afternoons to be in church. And I'm actually thankful that I have a relationship with God too. And I'm blessed to have family and friends that do
Yeah,
as well.
because a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't even know who he is, and that's fine for certain people. Like if you know if you don't,
Like, believe in what you believe in.
listen.
Right. I feel like I feel like everybody needs something that grounds them, whether it's
Yes.
your children, your belief system, your family.
Work,
Everybody needs
if-
something.
Everybody needs something.
I don't know about work grounded anybody. What
Some-
type of work do you do?
Listen, I was gonna say when I start my work is going to ground me because that's going to be something I love. Like once you make a career, like people in their careers, if you love doing that and that's your career, that should ground you.
You're
That's
right.
why a lot of people work, like especially when they are mentally unstable at the moment, they go straight to work and be working mad hours.
You're right, just to stay on track. I get you with that one. You're right. I got to think about that a little bit differently. Because if you're doing what you love, that's definitely keeping you on. So I totally agree. Now, you said that your son keeps you going. We're both believers, which kind of answers the next questions. What inspires us in this life?
My son is definitely a big inspiration for me. He inspires me so much. My son is 2, and he's like so smart. He's potty trained already. We do sign language. He's wonderful, and I would love to see that like in more kids and all that. So it's just like that inspiration alone just keeps me going. Like he's a big ball of energy, big ball of bad energy,
He's a boy.
big ball of bad energy. Like who the hell told me to be a mama? Lord Jesus, God clearly, because at that time I needed a baby because I was heading down a rough path. And
Do you feel like you missed out on anything? Like, well, do you feel like you would have missed out on anything had you not become a parent?
no,
Or
I don't.
it's okay, because I don't have any children, so I'm always wondering like, what are different lives like? I know that there's a lot of blessings and a lot of experience that I'm not getting without children, but I don't use it to rush me.
You can take your child with you. I'm trying to tell you, like wherever you go in life, you can take your child with you. This like, and if like me, my mom is like one of my my main support systems. So like, he's with her right now. So if I need some time, she's the one he's going to be with. And that's only it. So I'm telling you now, whenever you're ready, make sure it's with your husband and y'all are happy and, you do it the right way and y'all have God first.
I totally get that. I feel like a lot of people plan on doing it the right way. I think that's one thing that came across my mind. I was like, who's really ready? Like,
Nobody's really
who's
ready.
really ready when they have a kid? Sometimes it comes out of nowhere.
Nobody's really ready. Even the people that prepare for it's not ready.
Right. I feel like we stress ourselves out trying to make it so perfect and make sure we got the right one. Because, of course, you want to choose the right one, but, life just takes off and people change sometimes.
I
But
ain't gonna hold you. My creation partner did not. He does what he can when he can.
stay solid.
But everything, it falls on me, and I am 100% okay with that. Like, I'm not one of them. Like, when you choose your creation partner, make sure they understand you as a person.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I understand my baby daddy. And I also understand my son. In order for my baby father to be able to fully be there for my son, he has to fully be there for himself. And until he can do that, then, my son just will have his mom and his dad from time to time. But I am definitely okay with holding that down.
That's real.
Like,
That's
it doesn't
real.
affect me because, like I said, I have my mom. So
You got a nice support system.
yeah,
That's awesome. I know that's important for sure.
my
So-
only one, but she's a writer.
Thank goodness you only got one baby. Shoot.
Trying to tell you.
And he looks just like you too. Like I thought he was going to come into the studio. You guys,
Oh,
her
man.
son, her twin. Jeez, so cute.
He would have been in here trying to run stuff, so no, I had to leave him because he would have been in each chair, then he would have been in your chair.
He could have got his own mic. He
He would have been like, "Hi, thank you, excuse me, no, like, this show not about you, baby."
Well, it's definitely a free for all. He would have been a breath of fresh air today.
Oh,
in the
he definitely
studio.
would have. He would have had everybody in here just like hearts would have just lit up.
Richard would have had fun. So let me take it back a little bit because I want to share my values as well when it comes to peace and peace in action. So like in life, values of life. So I really don't know what I think of when it comes to peace. I just think of like honestly meditation. I value
love
a
to
peace of
meditate.
mind. I value a quiet space, being able to reground myself. That's what I value. I value just recognizing that somebody else even has the ability to, because a lot of people are kind of like prisoners in their own mind. And I think it's a skill to learn how to be peaceful or know how to, remain calm in certain moments.
Yeah.
And when I think of life, my values on life is literally that we get every single day. We get another day until we don't.
Until we don't.
But I feel like when I wake up, it's a new opportunity. Like nothing's ever done for. I don't care how bad it gets. And I'm really just saying it now because I don't know what is in store for me. But the type of strength that I have now, I want to keep it. I want it to grow. I want it to get stronger.
I can see that. I can see it growing and getting stronger.
Girl, it's serious. But like, I really like what I hope for in this life. I really want to inspire. I want to be able to help. And I'm not to say that I don't or that we don't already, because I feel like a lot of people are inspired or they look up to others, but you never know it. So I don't want to say I'm not inspiring anybody or not creating change, but I would love to be able to be like, you know what, I helped that person along, or I'm glad that I helped this person get a better understanding.
So,
Yeah.
well, I think you're doing it now. Like you're already in your prime of doing it. So you're
Thank
good.
you.
Like just keep pushing and keep going how you're already going.
Yeah,
You got this. Like
true. Thank you. I appreciate that. Girl, you got me going. I'm about to drive a tear down. But so going into the next thing, like what inspires, I'm inspired by seeing other people do it. I'm inspired by people that came before me. I'm a major believer in, you don't have to reinvent the wheel because like there's already a wheel out there. Whatever you're thinking of has probably already been thought of. They could use your ideas or, they could use your expertise, your everything. Like I just feel like I'm inspired by people who are putting in work, grassroots organizations, people like you trying to start up transitional housing for youth. Like who put that in your heart? Like who told you guys to go out here and become such change makers. Now I want to be a change maker, and I want to do it on the highest level. So I might not be president. I might not have the patience for all of that. But listen, I want to work next to the president or something. I want
This
to be
is your way of doing it.
the councilman's assistant or something in my district. I just
You'll get there. Listen, if you put your mind to it, you will get there.
yeah,
'Cause
like I believe that.
I believe it too. I can picture it. Like I see it. Like
So okay, our next joint. Moving on. Milestones. Are there any milestones in your life that you always think about, or that you can say, you know what, this right here was like my pivotal moment, or this right here was a great experience? What type of milestones have you overcame?
I've overcame a lot. One milestone that actually changed for me, like changed my whole everything, was losing my husband. So like that was a change right there. I'm sorry, Ma.
Take your time. Take your time. You honestly put a lot of different thoughts in my head, because when I think of milestone, I forget that every milestone isn't always
Good
the best milestone, right? But
to push you.
a lot of things do rock your world.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
I feel like a good milestone I made for myself, though, was taking the first step of actually, taking the first step in the process of opening my group home. So that was a big milestone for me as well. So I'm very proud about that.
Mm-hmm.
That helps me keep moving. That's also an inspiration of mine as well, helping people. Like, I love to help. I love to lend a helping hand. Doesn't matter what it is. Like, so.
That's true. You always been there. Like, as long as I've known you, you've always been there for the people you love.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, this girl can throw a party and everybody in Buffalo will be there. I'm telling you. a game night.
I'm actually about to be throwing one soon.
Okay, well, invite, please.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course.
Any other stones that you could think about? Milestones, major accomplishment, major life events.
No, I was going to say, because I really don't have a lot, because I've definitely had a rocky life, but I've been, I've stayed afloat and I've kept going. So.
And of course, becoming a mom, but we've been talking about parenthood for a minute.
That's the biggest one. That's my most greatest one. But like, I don't even count that as a milestone. I count that as a blessing, a miracle. That's my.
I like that. I don't always use the right words. Whatever it feels like, say it. I'm telling you. So, well, one milestone for me, I'll say, and I definitely feel like I've had a few. And I'm gonna just like take something out of your book, just to speak on something that might not be a typical milestone. One recently that I went through within the last year, I actually, I basically like lost my housing. Fell on hard financial times, and I wasn't expecting it. I didn't expect to be down so low. It wasn't like tragedy or anything, but I kind of just fell into a deep depression. I let some things happen, and I just was like, you know what? I want to move slow. I'm tired of moving fast. I had a house for 3 years. Had a car for the last year of that 3. I was working full time, doing all types of things out in the community, and I kind of was just burning myself out. I was just going and going and going and going. Once that situation came up, everybody around me was more worried than I was, because I was just like, and this is kind of when the relationship with me and I feel God got deeper, because even though I didn't understand why it was going on or how I was going to come out of it, I just stayed faithful. Like, I was like, you know what, this is happening for a reason.
Yeah.
I literally couldn't explain it to anybody. It didn't make any sense. They would all ask me, like, why are you getting evicted, or like, what's going on? And I'm like, you know what,
I don't get why people ask them kind of questions, but
they really want to know. And sometimes family, they the ones that's gonna ask you them questions. So I'm just like, I literally don't have an answer for you guys. And it took for me to come out of it to know, like, I was in a state of depression. I literally let things go. Like, I let it go. I needed to start fresh with a clear plate. Now I'm back in school, focusing, full-time student.
good.
I have housing again. I'm starting slow with the work, trying to build my career up. And I feel like everything I'm doing right now is for a purpose. And had it not been for that situation, like less than a year ago, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So I say that was a milestone.
Yeah.
But then the going to school, super
Yeah.
milestone, because like now I have such a clear view of who I want to be, where I want to go. And I'm not just adding things on my plate just because I can be a benefit to it or it's beneficial for the moment. I'm only adding things that fit the future. And I have had to turn things down, which is sad, but got to do what you got to do.
That's a fact.
You
So
know?
saying I love that for you.
Thank you. Listen.
Like, and you know, even though I said the devil's busy because of the husband, God do things sometimes to push us along. Especially if we just keep saying we gonna do it and we gonna do this and we want this and we not moving, he gonna move us. Like, so if he got to move you, he will.
Oh, girl, I was moved. Literally. New location.
You know.
Pick up and drop over here. Doing
Special
great.
delivery. But yes,
This is a deep show today.
like, he did what he was supposed to. He was trying to reach you somehow, and that was his way of reaching you.
I don't know. I feel like it's a gift to be able to understand it,
It is.
because like certain situations really can break people. Like,
You can.
I was surprised at myself. Like, hey, are you okay? Like, what's going on? Why are you not? And I'm like, no, I'm not moving right now. I'm not moving. It doesn't feel right. I'm not moving just for the sake of moving right now because I feel like I have to. Something's telling me to be still and let this happen. Not specifically people, but if you feel the drift, like something told me, like, just
Be still.
and it came through. I was actually talking to a friend about it, and I was like, that was like a milestone on faith, because certain situations, that was like a 3-month transitional period. Like, certain situations, like after a week, I'm losing faith. Like, or not me, but anybody, and it has been me sometimes. Like, okay, you know what I was believing? I feel like Job now. But that situation, I was just like, I don't understand, but I'm here, and I'm so proud that I pulled through. And it's like, it just strengthened my faith. Like,
Yeah, because it's like when you look back and then you see how you are now.
just to see the transformation is amazing.
Yes, it's just like, yeah, thank you.
And just to
Like-
see the transformation, and then you kind of get it. Like, what's the word I'm looking for? You get the confirmation in 1,000 places. I like to say that I'm humble, so I don't like just claim it like, oh yeah, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. But you could tell by the way people treat you, by the way oh, you're so. Why are you surprised? Like, I've been this guy for the last 3 years. I thought, like, are you just now seeing this in me? I guess not. All right, but that's going to be my next step, leading us to the next thing. What are the next steps and hopes? I'm just start off by saying my next step is to just walk in who I am, like, to be confident. Sometimes I mistake confidence for cockiness. Cockiness doesn't look good on anybody, and I would hate to look like that. And so sometimes I kind of just play myself to the side, like, oh yeah, no problem. yeah, because I don't want to look like, oh yeah, I got, it's just not cool. But there's an in between. I should be able to be confident. So literally, I told myself, and I've been sharing with my friends, I didn't think I had a New Year resolution, but last week I told myself, and yes, this correlates. I want to start living in my skin around people like I do when I'm alone. Like I'm in a car driving and I'm bumping that music and I'm like doing my thing. But when somebody hops in, I'm no, I want to be bumping my stuff
like
with a passenger in the car or not. Like I want to be comfortable in my skin, being who I am this year. That's
I
my
love
thing.
That. So to say, well, I'm very confident. So with the situation, I'm cut back a little bit, so my insecurities is showing a little bit. Other than that, what I hope for is just to walk more in faith in God. Like that's gonna keep me going. So.
I mean, like, do you have doubts on the faith that you have already? It seems like you like 98%, almost
like,
at 100. Like, what more can you ask for?
Like, I'm good. Like, I have no doubts. Like, none at all. Like, I know God is moving the chess pieces around, and I'm gonna let Him do what He does. Like, it's like, yes, I took a loss, but I'm gonna gain even more, so it doesn't matter. Like definitely keep your faith. Like that's why everybody, like, just keep your faith. Whatever you're going through, please, like,
no doubt, like
no doubt. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on the plans that you have, like, in motion. God has you. Whoever you believe in, they have you. Like, just keep your faith and keep moving. Like, I think I went into depression about like 3 days. I couldn't stay there for long, but.
Speak about it. I give myself 2 days tops, and I know something is wrong if I'm still there after 2 days. I literally give myself 2 days. I'm a little hard on myself sometimes because I'm like, no, you can't play victim for too long. Or you can't, like, and it's like, it's not really playing victim because you do need that time to go through those feelings, but it's like, I'm not going to drag it.
Yeah, like, and I'm not one of them people that's going to be like, every person I talk to, like, hey girl, yeah, just had a house fire. Oh my God, yeah, I'm going through it. No, I'm not one of them people. A lot of people that I talk to don't even know that I had a house fire. Like, I just told you this morning.
And so, what is it to tell somebody? Like, how do you even start a conversation like that? If you're not an attention seeker at all, like, they're not going to know.
I don't like attention.
You don't need to know my business. And they sure won't hear it from me because it's not my business to tell at all. Now, but if you tune in, no.
I got all the business for you.
Yeah. I always got to throw a little giggle in there somewhere. I got problems.
It's okay. We all do.
So let me think a little bit because I wanted to bring up several things. Like, our conversation has been so good getting to the open conversation. We're in open conversation now.
We are.
So if you got something you want to toss out there, go ahead. I need a couple seconds because I literally have like 3 back-to-back questions for you off of our last conversation. And I'm
3 back-to-back questions?
Back-to-back steps. And cause it was on the next steps and hopes. Because I said we weren't going to go too much into the one area.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna step back from that. But any other steps, next steps and hopes, like even outside of the situation that you're going through now, before this happened, what were you working on?
Well, before this happened, I was actually working on a lot. I got a spicy little Valentine's Day coming up. Yeah, so I was working on everything for that. Our church is also trying to do like a little masquerade ball for the elderly.
Okay, masquerade.
Yeah, so something for them to do as well because we take church to them. So we do it in the nursing home.
Okay.
And, because a lot of them don't have family to come visit them and stuff. So we bring God to them.
That's different. I've never heard of a church coming to a nursing home.
Yes, I was going to say City of Praise goes to the nursing home on Delaware and West Utica. think that's West Utica.
Yeah, that's the west side.
Mm.
Yeah, anything past Main Street. Ooh,
Yep,
don't
so-
I know Buffalo? Mm.
Delaware and West Utica.
Okay.
Sundays at 2:00 to 3. We don't be there for long. We just come bring God, love everybody, and go home.
So do you guys have your service at the nursing home, or you have service then go visit the nursing home?
We have
another
service at the nursing home.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I bet they just be loving it.
They do. I was gonna say, and you know, there's so much anointing that can go on in a church, in a nursing home, because they need it, and it's great to see. Like,
I haven't been to church in so long.
would you go back?
Oh yeah, I would. I'm
you
not
found the
making
right-
it. If I found the right one, but I'm not even really making it a priority. I feel like if I did, I'd be in a church this Sunday. You know, today I probably would have been in church this
Okay.
morning. But yeah, I think back, and I would love to come and see what
I was
the
just gonna
service
say,
over
whenever
there
you
is
want to
offering.
come check it out.
Oh yeah, I drive to the west side real quick to kick it with everybody. I will. But yeah, it's just, you know, we lost our family church years ago.
Yeah.
And that was the family. Like, that was the family. Grandma, Fox Street, everybody. But I was a part of the Salvation Army for some time. But the Salvation Army, they have something good. They have something like every couple years they switch out like who the pastors or captains are, majors, captains, basically the pastors. So it's like you could build a relationship, but then like you have to get used to somebody else eventually. So it was a lot of transitions going on. The Salvation Army has always been there. Without the Salvation Army, I probably wouldn't even have got my cap and gown. So, you know, they've definitely been there. Any church family, I have nothing bad to say about it, period. But I just haven't went back.
Okay.
It was also a different approach because we were like Baptists. So we're singing like those real songs. Now, the Salvation Army, they got some real songs too in the book songs, but it was just like it was a different style.
Them hymn
you know?
book joints.
It was a different style. So I gotta
Because, you know, we like to come from the soul.
Yeah, I'm trying to find me some soul. And this is the day type of soul.
Yeah, I mean, you got a little soul sister over here. I sing, so it's
Yeah.
I have to actually, you know, I'm getting back to singing more in church. I lost my faith there. That's the only place I really like lost my faith in, like singing and actually being at someone's church.
That's
Because
crazy to me.
a lot of churches don't give you the warm welcome that, you know, that they should.
Yeah.
So you go to church to escape from the world, just to find yourself back in the world in church. And it's like, okay, like, all right, I came here because, you
Right.
know, Sister Sarah was like calling me, telling me something, her man. Now I'm in church and this lady mad at me because her deacon looking like that. Come on,
Oh
man.
my
Like,
goodness.
you can't. It'd be horrible in church, and then it's like, yeah, church have to really like practice what they preach. You really love one another
I mean, you know, I'm really glad that we are at this age.
to understand.
Yeah, because when I feel like when you're a child and you see something weird go down in church, you're like, forget church. Like, I think that's why a lot of our youth have kind of strayed away because they look at adults. Like, I don't really think that older generations, a lot of people in the older generation get that we are looking up to you guys, whether you know it or not. You guys have to set the example. So I think that in some cases, the example wasn't set.
It wasn't.
And children, the way that we were thinking, because I was one of those kids.
And treated.
It wasn't the church, it was the people. And it was never about
It's the people that
God,
drive
it
you
was
away from
about-
church.
Right. And I'm glad that I'm at this age now because I'm like, I'm going into a church. That message is going to resonate with me because I'm spiritual no matter what. So a lot of things resonate. I can make sense of a lot of things. I've spoken to atheists who make a lot of sense. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, what I call a spirit, you just call air, but we recognize it. You know, we maybe not air, but you know, I really had this conversation with somebody though, and I feel like it was air that he said breath or something like that. But I was like, we think of it in the same way. We just call it different things
Because of your beliefs and
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
and because of language too. Like, if like imagine people on Earth we don't know how to speak, but we probably have the same feelings: happiness, sadness, anger, joy. You know what I'm saying? And then what's that feeling that you get when you just like so overwhelmed with like greatness? You know what I'm saying? So like a religious person would definitely put a name on that. Anybody else? I don't know what you would call it. Like just excitement, anxiety. I don't know, but I really respect everybody's views. One thing I wanted to bring up, because the topic is life, and I always talk about this with my friends. It's so hard out here to live and like just be a full-time adult while trying to like still enjoy life. So I'm a full-time student now, but I have like a part-time job. I know there's full-time students who work full-time. That's crazy to me. It's hard. And then imagine being a full-time student with a full-time job and a full-time parent.
There's some out there.
How are we doing it? How are we making it? And then we got the housing reach. I'm going to have a show on housing. I got to get a couple people on here because I'm it's crazy.
I got a few people that
We probably got to put in overtime at our jobs now because we got to pay rent. Like, when do we have time to live? When do we have time to enjoy the house that we're paying so much rent on? When do we have time to actually go to school? I didn't know what I wanted to do when I was fresh out of high school. That's the last time I had free time. That's the last time I had free time. You get into a lot of programs. The programs are in between certain ages. They want to start at 21. Why don't we start at 17 or 16? We need people in here with free time. We are adults in here who have full-time job, families, everything, and we're expected to put in work over here on the side. For free or not, it's work that's needed.
It's work.
But let them kids up in here. They got the free time. We need those volunteers, okay?
Yeah, I was gonna say, and it's something for them to learn and do.
Yeah.
Like,
you can tell I'm passionate about it. My voice
and that's
got up
one
a
of the
little bit.
things that like I hope to be able to bring with my kids, like, you know, be able to put them in centers and stuff where they can volunteer and help out and things like that. So it's
my sister's actually looking. She posted out there on the Western New York Community Bulletin Board. Shout out to my bro and sis. She's like, you know, is there any organization that needs, you know, people, volunteers? I'm looking for something for me and my kids to get into because I want them to know how important this work is. And I was like, that's cool. And I know somebody out there going to snatch her up because she had about 28 comments on her joint within an hour. Somebody going to snatch her up. and yeah, get them nephews too because she got a whole bunch of boys.
definitely get those. Like,
Get them with all that energy going up in there.
like, because I know with everything that's going to be happening in the future, like I said, we're not gonna get too much into it in this section, but you know, next time we definitely will get into everything. But what the future has to hold for me and all the opportunities for everybody that I'm actually, you know, bringing up under me. Let me change that. Bringing beside me, because there's nobody. They're not under me. They're beside me, and I'm trying to uplift everybody with me.
If anything, you're gonna be the shoulders.
I'm trying
you know
to
what I'm
listen.
saying?
We all gonna hold each other up, like. And so far, the people that I have that's going to be with me, amazing people, beautiful hearts, beautiful spirits. Like, I couldn't ask for better people. I got 4 more to go. Once I find them, once God bring them to me, I'll know. So
They gonna find you.
Yeah.
I like it. I can't wait. I'm going to be calling you for updates. Period.
Oh yeah. You
And
even
if
have
you
to call
need
me, 'cause
me-
listen, I'm like, hey, you trying to sit on something real fast? Come on.
I got you. Shoot. Anything else that you want to bring up in terms of life or just things that be on your mind? Shoot. Be open.
Love one another. Help when you can. You never know what someone's going through.
True.
You never know how someone's feeling. So it's never a bad idea to just ask somebody, is they okay? Make someone smile at least once a day. That will actually keep you going. Like, one of my main things that I love to do that I know other people enjoy is cooking for people. So I cook and I give like plates out, like no charge. It's just like I ask like random people that I know, like, "Hey, you hungry?" And I just give them like big plates, or I'll cook a feast and invite people over. So like feed somebody. It's you never know the conversation or the person you can meet by doing that. Like,
I was working at a store one time, and I had this guy come in, and he told me, I believe he was a Muslim. He told me, he was like, you never deny anybody food.
never.
And he's like, you'll get blessed. Never turn anybody down for any food. And I was shocked to find out, because I brought it back to my cousin, whose name is Sweepy. She said, yeah, you never, and she said the same thing, like it's a universal thing almost, like you feed the needy. And I love when I look around Buffalo and see us on Broadway at the Utica station. We have like those community fridges too. So like we seem to be hearing that message loud and clear. I think that's awesome. I don't really cook, but I do like to cook for people. Like I eat like a student. Like I eat noodles and hot dogs and things like quick stuff. I don't cook for myself unless somebody comes over. Then I'll cook.
Call me.
I got you. I love to make breakfast too, but I don't make breakfast myself.
Well, let me show you a meal that I made the other day. Because I made cheesy broccoli stuffed chicken.
I've never made crab legs before. I'm so scared.
A cheesy broccoli stuffed chicken with shrimp on top with cheese and like little shreds of broccoli melted over it. And then some crab legs. It was so good.
Crab legs with stuffed chicken. I make stuffed chicken. I like to stuff me some chicken.
It was great.
With the crab legs, excuse me?
Yes,
I go to King Crab for my legs. I can't even. I refuse. I don't want to
mess
mess
up. I go to King Crabs for my legs.
I can't. I don't want to mess up my legs.
See, I be thinking the same thing, but I'd rather cook my own food than go buy some.
That's a real. I feel like, you know what? I feel like I'm missing out on something by not being a cook. Like that sounds like wife material to me. Okay?
Oh yes.
I feel like I'm not close to wife material yet, because I don't just like, you're not going to be talking to me randomly like, hey, you want to come get a plate? Like, no, we got to plan this out.
That's in the say, see, no, my man, I cook. That man eats. Okay.
Listen, I'm gonna need me a personal chef.
I was going to say, speaking of personal chefs, I mean, my mom's going to be opening up her restaurant soon, and that's where one of the things we're going to be doing is like giving away food and all that.
Well, we need to get her on the show too, because she got a lot going on. She's a pastor. She's about to open up a restaurant. Yeah. What else is going on? Okay, she's your number one supporter in your corner.
Yeah,
she's wearing a couple of hats herself.
She is.
I'm loving it.
She's wearing a cape.
A cape.
A cape.
Let's go. And it seems like she's getting better and better. The last thing I want to bring up, and it makes a lot of sense right here, speaking about your mom, how she's just doing her thing, so I have a family member who just recently turned 42, and honestly, I'm about to be 30, and I just feel so crazy, because as kids we were calling people old. We were calling people who were 25 years old. I'm 28.
Bitch, we old.
I know I'm old now, but I still feel young, So we thought that 28 was old, but it ain't. It ain't. We thought, and I was thinking 42 was old until my cousin hit it. And she's like one of the most goofballs I know. She doesn't take life serious.
At all.
She's not old at heart. Like, so she's like, 42's never looked this good until I got here.
I was in the surge.
And I'm just like, life is such an experience.
It really is. And like I feel like we definitely just have to be careful of how we take life, because
But we were kids.
I remember I used to say all the time, like, oh my God, them the drunk auntie and uncles. I think we're the drunk auntie and uncles now.
We could possibly turn out to be them now. I literally texted my cousin at the time, because I play spades with my family. I talk about it on the show all the time. Y'all can come play with me too. But I texted my cousin. I said, you know what? We are the aunties and uncles now.
Yeah.
Because my little cousin was having his reveal party for him and his girl, and I'm like, Oh my gosh.
When
And we
life
wanted
hit
to
you.
whip out the spades table. We wanted to change the music. I'm like,
As kids, we used to be so mad when our parents did that to us at our parties and stuff. And it was just like, who do y'all think y'all are? Like, why are you going to cut our party short
it's like life comes
so
360.
y'all can be adults?
Life comes 360. Like, we'll understand everything probably by the time we get up out of here. If
Yeah.
we are blessed to make it, that, because age is definitely a blessing.
It really is. And I say that because the mother of our church, she just turned 96 today.
Ooh, let's go 96. Happy birthday.
That lady, she shovels her own snow. She still speaks her mind. She has a sweet soul, but she don't take no stuff.
I was about to say, now speak her mind and sweet soul. How is that? Let's go.
It's exactly how I said it. Like, she has a sweet soul, but she don't take no stuff. Like, she gonna speak her mind. Like,
Yeah.
if you in the wrong, she gonna tell you. But if you in the right, baby, she one of those. But if you, baby, yeah, I ain't trying to be the second baby. I'd rather be the
It's
first
a
one.
couple different ways you can say it. Yeah.
I'm trying to be the first one, not the second one.
The uptone, please.
Yeah, like keep it cute. Go. I'm sorry, I don't know what it did, but like if I could be as spunky as her at 96, I would love it.
I was just about to say, I want to be that when I get older. I want to be the mother, okay? Because I trust myself. I got y'all, but I also don't play no games, okay?
I'm trying to tell you,
I ain't there yet. Nobody take me serious. Like, girlie, who is you? You ain't nobody.
you gotta take yourself serious first. You're
And
such a
that's what I'm
goofball.
working on. That's what I'm working on. You might not see me smile on the next show, you guys, because I'm trying to get specific out here, okay?
She couldn't even do it.
I can't even do it.
She couldn't even keep the straight face, Lord Jesus.
Well, we are coming up at the end of our time.
That kind of flew.
It did. That's how conversation goes. I love the open conversation part and I've had shows where we wanted to keep on going. We were just running out of time. But did you have any last minute comments or anything else that you wanted to bring up before we get off air today?
I'm just very appreciative that I was able to come on here today.
Me too.
You know, that I didn't let life stop me.
You sure didn't. I'm proud of you.
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to keep going and doing this life and stuff because, I do know it's hard for some people. Like, I'm currently homeless, but I am good. Like, I'm not too worried, but I'm good. So, like, please, everybody, keep your faith, keep your head up, and take every day, a day at a time.
Shoot a minute, a second at a time. Honestly.
If life is real hard, then yes, take a second at a time. Like, also, as Girly said, bring up like meditation. It also helps as well.
That's my nickname. Yeah, I'm girly.
I love to meditate. I do yoga. I just got back into exercising and stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I put some of my energy there as well. So whatever you need to do, whether it's write, sing, dance, whatever you need to do to stay afloat, do it. Like,
yeah. Y'all hear her, because if y'all been listening and tuning in to my shows, we talked about holistic healing and how important it is to be grounded. Thank you so much for coming on this show and sharing and being personal and open with our audience and myself. I truly appreciate it. And I hope to have you on the show soon again.
Oh, of course. Thank you for having me. I was really nervous, you guys, but I
She
did
did
it.
her thing. I was nervous too.
I did it.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in to Talking Peace with the Western New York Peace Center. We are out here in the studio at Think Twice Radio. Have a good one. Deuces.